residential projects focused on sustainability and environmental consciousness. Few clients at first, little money, lots of uncertainty. But he wakes up every day wanting to work, and that's worth more than any stability. Gabriel's journey still has much to teach us. If you want to see how this ends, subscribe to the channel now, because the ending will surprise you. Gabriel doesn't become rich, doesn't become famous, doesn't achieve any extraordinary feat, but he becomes real. He begins to notice people, talks to Mrs. Clarice in the elevator, and discovers she's a widow and loves to crochet, has coffee with clients and listens to their stories, makes friends, dates, breaks up, dates again, makes mistakes, gets it right, cries, laughs. Lives. A year and a half after resigning, Gabriel meets the woman from the bus. By chance, in a bookstore. She's browsing books in the philosophy section. He approaches. "Do you remember me?" She looks, thinks, smiles, the man from the bus, the one who wasn't there. "That's me." They have coffee together. Her name is Helena, philosophy professor at a private university. Gabriel tells his story, everything, the routine, the awakening, the exit, freedom, fear. Helena listens in silence. When he finishes, she says, "So you understood." Understood what? That life doesn't come with an instruction manual. There's no right way to live. There's just living, choosing, taking responsibility, creating. Gabriel smiles. "You're the one who woke me up." Helena shakes her head. "No, you were already waking up. I just confirmed what you already knew." They become friends. Helena introduces Gabriel to other philosophers, other books, other ideas. He learns that existentialism isn't nihilism. It's not despair. It's actually the opposite. It's the idea that precisely because life has no predefined meaning, you can give it meaning. You are free, and that freedom is your greatest strength. Gabriel begins to notice something. He's not the only one. The world is full of people living on autopilot. People trapped in routines they didn't choose. People pretending to be happy. People dead inside but still breathing. He sees it in people's eyes on the bus, in the faces of former colleagues, on social media, where everyone posts perfect lives, but the eyes in the photos are empty. And Gabriel feels a responsibility not to save anyone. He's learned that each person needs to make their own journey, but to show that it's possible. He starts writing, nothing professional, just a personal blog. He writes about his experience, about fear, about freedom, about choice. At first, nobody reads it, but he doesn't care. He writes because he needs to, because it makes sense. Until one day, he receives a message. "Thank you. I needed to read this. I've been trapped for years and didn't know how to get out. Your story gave me courage." Then another, "I read your text and cried. That's exactly how I feel. Like I'm just existing, not living." And another, "I resigned today. I'm scared. But I read your blog and thought, if he could do it, so can I." Gabriel realizes his story isn't just his. It's the story of millions of people. People trapped in lives they didn't choose. People afraid to be free. People waiting for permission to live. And he decides he'll keep writing, keep sharing. Not as a guru, not as an expert, but as someone who was there, someone who woke up, someone who chose. If Gabriel's story is touching you, if you see yourself in him, subscribe to the channel. Because there are more stories like this, real stories, human stories, stories that can change lives. 3 years after waking up for the first time, Gabriel is sitting in a cafe. It's Saturday morning. He has no appointments, no obligations. He's just there, drinking coffee with sugar. He discovered he likes it that way. Reading a book, watching the city wake up. A woman sits at the next table. She looks tired, deep dark circles. Formal clothes even on a Saturday. She orders black coffee, no sugar. Opens her laptop, starts working. Gabriel watches her for a moment and sees himself 3 years ago, trapped, dead, functioning. He hesitates, then stands up and approaches. "Excuse me," says Gabriel. "Sorry to bother you, but can I ask you a question?" The woman looks at him, suspicious. "Are you happy?" She frowns. "What kind of question is that?" "An honest one." The woman stays silent. Then, to Gabriel's surprise, her eyes fill with tears. "No," she whispers. "No, I'm not." Gabriel smiles, a gentle smile, then maybe it's time to make different choices. He returns to his table, leaves a card with the blog address before leaving. Doesn't know if she'll read it, doesn't know if it will help. But he's done his part, planted a seed. And sometimes that's all we can do. Gabriel's story doesn't have an epic ending, doesn't have a surprising twist, doesn't have a dramatic resolution, because real life isn't like that. Real life is made of small daily choices, of waking up every day and deciding, today I will live, not just exist, live. Gabriel is still afraid sometimes, still doubts, still wonders if he made the right choice. But he's learned something fundamental. There is no right choice. There's only the choice you make, and you live with it, and you take responsibility for it. That's freedom, that's authenticity, that's being human. Sartre said, man is nothing other than what he makes of himself. Gabriel understood. He's not the job he had, not the apartment where he lived, not the routine he followed. He is the choices he makes, every day, every moment. And you? Are you living or just functioning? Are you choosing or just accepting? Are you present or just passing through? If this story moved you, if it made you think, feel, question, don't let it die here. Subscribe to the channel, share, comment, say what you felt. Because maybe, just maybe, your story of awakening is just beginning. And who knows, tomorrow morning, when the alarm clock rings, you won't just turn it off and repeat, you'll wake up truly and choose. This was the story of the person who lived on autopilot. But it could be the beginning of the story of someone who decides to live. Until the next story. And remember, you are free. Frighteningly, wonderfully free.